I am back again with another sprite profile. This time it is a different sprite profile. Instead of Sprite Runic, we are doing pure Sprite. I'm going to go through everything and kind of explain my choices here, so let's get into it. First off, we got 3 Swap Frog. This is a level 2 that can special summon itself. It's also good because if you discard Nimble Angler for it, you get the Nimble Angler effect and you get to special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck except Nimble Angler. So Swap Frog is very useful for that. Definitely want to max out at 3. 1 Rodent Totem. Can't be used as synchro material, but that's okay. We're not going to use it for that anyway. This card's name becomes Death Frog while on the field. Fun fact, but useless to us. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 frog monster from your graveyard, special summon this card. So, just really decent all around. It would be better if we have Toad, but we don't. But just these two, pretty great. Being able to have this come out and then send this, and then return return the frog to the hand, and then like normal summon the frog and send another thing. If you don't have any starters, you can always do that. However, that would be kind of a desperate situation. Next we have Maxi. It is level 2. If you're desperate, you can summon it and then special summon sprites. If you're not desperate, you're probably just going to use this effect to draw. Next we have Wind Up Kitten. I'm starting to see more and more people catch on to playing this as a tech card in the deck. It's a level 2. It's great because you can special summon it from the deck with Giant Sprite, and once while face up on the field, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. So, very useful. The fact that you can basically just beam something back to the hand is nice, and that you can access this from deck with Giant Sprite is nice. Next we have 2 Nimble Angler. If it's sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck, except Nimble Angler. So the reason why this is good is, like I said, if we start with Swap Frog and we discard Nimble Angler for cost to special summon out Swap Frog, Nimble Angler's effect will activate and we'll get 2 free Nimble Beavers from our deck, which basically is going to be a huge extender. So if you ever do have that play in turn 1 on opening, awesome. Which brings us to Nimble Beaver. You definitely want 3 of this guy. When he's normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower Nimble monster from your deck or graveyard. So you can do another Beaver or an Angler. So pretty decent. Next we have Epira or Elpira. If it's summoned, just special summon, normal summoned, whatever, draw a card. You can only use this effect with Epira once per turn. I'm running 2. I see a lot of people running 1 in this deck. I prefer 2 personally. It's a level 2 body on the board to let you special summon your sprites. It lets you draw a free card. You can special summon it from deck to draw a card if you really need to. You can special summon it during your opponent's turn to draw a card if you really need to, using Sprite Elf. This card is great. And being able to see it faster is always better for more consistency. Next we have the 1 Cap Shell. You can only use 1 of the following effects of Cap Shell once per turn. If this card is tributed, draw 1 card. That does count if you tribute it for Carrot or for Red. If it's used for a Fusion, Synchro, or Link Summon, draw a card. You probably won't use that one. If this card's detached from an XYZ monster to activate that monster's effect, you can draw 1 card. You're going to use that one a whole lot. We typically recycle this with Sprite Elf a lot of the time. Next we have 3 Sprite Blue. This is our main dude. You control a level or rank 2 monster. You can special summon it from your hand. You can only special summon Sprite Blue once per turn this way. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Sprite monster from your deck to your hand except Sprite Blue. You can only use this effect Sprite Blue once per turn. This card's insane. Next we have 3 Sprite Jet. If you control a level 2 rank 2 monster, being the pattern here, you can special summon Sprite Jet from your hand. You can only do it once per turn that way. If it is special summoned, period. Same with Sprite Blue, it doesn't have to be by their effect. If you special summon them at all, you can use their effect. This one is add 1 Sprite Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect to Sprite Jet once per turn. And then next we have 1 Sprite Pixies. This has actually been a game clincher for me at one point. Not many people run this, so when you do, it kind of takes your opponent off guard. You really only need the one. You can special summon it if you have the rank or level 2 monster on the board. You can only special summon it once per turn that way. During damage calculation, if another level 2, rank 2, or link 2 monster you control battles an opponent's monster, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. That monster gains attack and defense equal to the opponent's monster's attack until the end of the turn. You can only use this effect for Spright Pixies once per turn. This card is awesome. Next we have Spright Red. So once again, it has the special summon effect. You can only do it once per turn. Its quick effect is you contribute one other level 2, rank 2, or link 2 monster. Negate the effect of a monster effect. And then if you tributed a rank 2 or link 2 monster to activate this effect, you can destroy that monster. Only use this effect Spright Red once per turn. Carrot is the same thing except for spell and trap cards, so pretty useful. Also, quick side note, Spright Red, if your opponent activates Nibiru and you chain it to Nibiru and you tribute the rank 2 or link 2, it destroys the Nibiru in the hand. Same with stuff like Ash, same with stuff like Gamma, Maxi. So that's a good way to get rid of hand traps from your opponent's hand. Next we have triple tactical talents. We are running 3 of it. We have to. It is the triple tactical talents after all, not the double tactical talents. If your opponent has activated a monster effect during your main phase, this turn, activate one of these effects. You can draw 2 cards. You can take control of one monster your opponent controls until the end phase. This card does not target, so that's a good way to get around that. And you can look at your opponent's hand, choose 1 card from it and shuffle it into the deck. You can only activate 1 triple tactical talents per turn. Then we have 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator, 2 Spright Starter, which is you special summon a Spright from your deck, lose life points equal to its original attack, and the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except link 2, level 2, rank 2 monsters. You can only activate 1 Spright Starter per turn. And keep in mind that is after it resolves. If they stop this card, you can still special summon the like 1 link 3 we have in the entire deck. Next we have 2 Spright Smasher. You can banish the Spright, Therian, or Springens card from your hand or graveyard, then activate one of these effects. Special summon a Springens monster from your deck. Special summon a Therian monster from your grave. Banish 1 level, rank, or link 2 monster you control. And 1 card your opponent controls. Notice it says 1 card and it does not target. So very good to remove back row if you need to. Then we have the 3 Infinite Imperm. That closes us out for the main deck, and we're going to hop right into our extra deck. We got the 1 number 65 Gin Buster. It's 2 level 2 dark monsters. We do it a lot of the time with the Dark Spright. Pretty much going to have to be him and Jet or him and Pixies. But it is very good. It's during either player's turn when the effect of an opponent's monster is activated. Detach 2 from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, inflict 5 to your opponent. Next we have Cat Shark. While this card has material attached that was originally water, hint hint, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, then target 1 rank 4 or lower XYZ monster you control. Its attack and defense become double its original attack and defense until the end of the turn. So it can turn something like, let's say, Soul Sweeper into a powerhouse, or Gigantic Spright into even more of a powerhouse. It's pretty sick in that way. Next we have number 29 Mannequin Cat. You can detach a material from it once per turn. Target a monster in your opponent's grave. Special summon it. If a monster or monsters are special summoned to your opponent's field where you control this monster, except during the damage step, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Special summon 1 monster with the same type or attribute from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only activate this effect number 29 Mannequin Cat once per turn. This is fantastic for the mirror match, and you don't even have to detach for it. This card can just be on the field. You can also make this card into a 4,000 attack powerhouse with Cat Shark. Next we have an Marabus Soul Sweeper. Detach a material. Target a monster your opponent controls. Banish it until your opponent's in phase. You can give it a lot of materials because it's 2 or more level 2 monsters. If this card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, You can target banished monsters up to the number of materials this card had, shuffle them into the deck. You can only use each effect of Onimarubu Soul Sweeper once per turn, so pretty decent. And notice how it says opponent's card, that includes battle. 2 Gigantic Spright, one of the best cards of the deck. For this card's XYZ summon, you can treat a Link 2 monster like Spright Elf as a level 2 monster for the material. And then the original attack of this card, if it has a fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link monster as material, becomes doubled, so it'll become 32. And it said, notice how it says original attack. I believe that means that monster's attack and defense become double its original attack. So that means this boy is going to be a spicy 6400 if you use Cat Shark on it. If not, it's just 32 instead of 64. During the main phase, activate this effect. Detach 1 material from a monster you control. Doesn't have to be it. If you do, special summon 1 level 2 monster from your deck. Also, neither player, keep that in mind, can special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except rank 2, level 2, link 2 monsters. Cuts off Nibiru, which is pretty great. You can only activate this effect of Gigantic Spright once per turn. We got 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 LP Mask, 2 Dark the Dark Charmer, 2 Spright Elf, and 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Real quick, Spright Elf is 2 monsters, including a level 2, rank 2, or link 2 monster. Can't be used as link material the turn it's link summoned. Your opponent cannot target monsters this card points to with card effects. During the main phase, you can target 1 level 2 monster in your graveyard, or if your opponent controls a monster, you can target 1 rank or link 2 monster instead, special summon it. You can only use this effect, Spright Elf, once per turn. I love using that effect to loop the Dark Charmer. Just saying, it's kind of nutty. And yeah, that's it for the deck profile part. I'm going to leave you guys with the replays. This video has been sponsored by W Energy. Use code SirLargeGaming to get 10% off your order. I highly recommend the peach mango flavor. It is amazing. Keeps me very alert and very peppy. And oh my god, I just said peppy. And I love it. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave you all with the replays. Later!